Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have breaking news about the Duchess of Sausages. WME, a global entertainment agency, has signed up Meghan. We are honored to announce that WME now represents Meghan, the Duchess of Sausages, in all areas. And before we go any further, I want to emphasize the global entertainment agency. And you're about to find out what does it mean for Meghan's relationship with Harry and her extremely short political career. But first, I have to confess that when I read that Methane was signed up by WME, for a split second I understood WWE. Not gonna lie, watching her elbow drop in the ginger winger would be fun. Imagine Meghan grabbing the mic. The royal family might have a throne, but I've got a chair, and slams Gingerbread on the face. I would pay good money to watch that. But coming back to this, you know that the words people use, even if it's just a short tweet, really matter to understand what are they up to. And we can confirm two things here. First, that Meghan is not going to drop the Duchess of Sausages anytime soon, because, well, that's the only way she's gonna be known. But the second one is even more interesting. It's only Meghan who will be represented by WME. It seems that Gingerbread did not make the cut. Maybe he didn't sell enough copies of his beer. Maybe he's making a fool of himself in all those fruitless lawsuits. Maybe his popularity as an ex-royal has been dropping faster than Harvey Weinstein pants. Because maybe you don't want to hear this, but Meghan has an advantage over Harry. She comes from an entertainment, philanthropic, and whatever other background she transfigured into. So she could morph back into those states at any given moment. Harry, well, he has no state to snap back to because let's face it, what has Harry done with his life all these years? At least Meghan grifted her way into the royal family. That's an achievement. But well, the signing represents a crown jewel for WME, one might say, as numerous agency rivals have tried to land the public figure formerly known as Meghan Markle. What? Formerly known as Meghan Markle? So effective immediately, the Duchess of Sausages it's her definite state, right? Since she and husband Prince Harry moved to California in 2020, notice that Harry is the husband. They are trying to sugarcoat this. Her team at WME will include power agent turned Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel, Brad Slater, the rep and brand architect within the agency for Dwayne Johnson, and longtime Serena Williams agent Jill Smoller. Additionally, WME will assume representation of Archwell, her and Prince Harry's content creation label. Film and television production, brand partnerships, and overall business building will be explored. Acting will not be an area of focus. Well, that's a relief. And J.E. May has come to refresh our memory. It's not like she hasn't tried this before. In June 2020, Markle and Prince Harry signed with Harry Walker Agency. This time it's Meghan only. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle signed with a speaking agency, Harry Walker Agency, that reps the Obamas and Clintons. The couple's future speaking engagements will relate to topics that are important in their lives and in the world. This was back in June 2020. They were eventually dropped by Harry Walker. We recently heard that she's been spending a lot of time in Los Angeles. First, it was reported she was having private meetings along with Gordon Getty at a hotel. Then we heard she is taking the 2-hour drive more frequently without Harry. Now they've released news that she is signed with WME. No mention of Harry in the arrangement. She is building an LA life for herself alone. Harry is blind or so despondent he no longer cares. And one of the repercussions of this is Meghan's political career. You know that she had already shown interest about this with all the activism and the women's and girls stuff, but I'm sure she found out that this was extremely hard unless you have a ton of money or can make people give you a ton of money. And since both things are hard enough, I'm sure she made the conscious decision to at least pause those political ambitions and dedicate herself to entertainment. Well, maybe she would not dedicate herself to entertainment directly, but will give the Royal Rogue more content so I can keep you entertained. It's a win win situation. But let's talk about something important. Let's talk about content. And I can tell you from a content creator perspective that to create content, you need one of two things. Either you live a lot or you learn a lot. Ideally, you should do both. You should be a person of the world, travel, meet a lot of people, do crazy things, and learn a lot in the sense of read tons of books, newspapers, magazines, any words on paper that you can get your hands into. And I was making this video and I couldn't help but think of one of my inspirations, Ernest Hemingway. This guy really lived life to its fullest. If you hunted sharks with a machine gun and at the same time you read at least one book a day, not to mention that he survived a handful of encounters with death, his mind was primed for creation. But what is the main issue with the Montecito morons? Well, it so happens that both the Netflix horrormentary and the book Spare have spent all that we needed to know about their lives, their story, from being conceived all the way to Meghan blocking Harry's kiss a few days ago. As has been told in painful detail by themselves. What kind of stories are left for them to tell? What kind of experiences? What kind of emotions can they convey to pull at the heartstrings of the public? Well, there are a number of options. I could mention the example of Curtis Jackson, also known as 50 Cent, who has had a very profitable career as producer and showrunner. Again, his life has been fascinating and the guy knows business. So that could be an option for Meghan. Why not? But the problem is that she is not used to work behind the camera. And we know about all those stories about her being a bit bossy with people, which of course, it's an understatement, but I want my attorneys to have a peaceful weekend. Producing a show, running a show takes a ton of work, and I mean an insane amount of work. And I have absolutely no clue about how Meghan is raising Archie and Lilibet, but something is for sure. It will be impossible to juggle both things in a proper way, especially with children that young. So I'm genuinely curious about what's going to be the strategy here. And the greatest silver lining that I can see is that besides keeping the Duchess of Sussex title, she could be effectively done with attacking the royal family. Racism has been settled as unconscious bias. Any resentment over those 72 days as a working royal are long behind. Maybe this is the real deal? The start of a new era? Again, those would be bad news for Harry, because what is he going to do? As strange as it may sound, what makes Harry relevant at this moment is Meghan. He has cut off himself from the royal family. There's no way he can return and be welcomed back to the UK. And there are no skills that we know that he could be valuable in these times. Now, I don't like to say this, but he was born a prince and he is still a prince. Nothing more. The only way he claims he has grown is thanks to his wife and kids. And boy, that rug is about to be pulled. And speaking of family, Taylor Auerbach. War exclusive this Sunday on 7 8 News Spotlight, the photographs Meghan Markle never wanted the world to see, only on Channel 7 at 8:30 Sunday night. Ho ho! The Royal Rogue is going to be there, rest assured. And what is going on with Meghan's eyebrows? She looks like those memes of babies with eyebrows painted on their faces. Yeah, I'm in. My wonderful 108,000 Royal Rogues, plus the 400,000 who haven't subscribed yet. I love you all. Remember to like this video and the two most important words, much love and bliss.